Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. So today I'm here with a different type of video. I am going to rate the animes which I have watched from fall 2021 and give a mini review about it, how I liked it, this and that. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do in this video. Like I finally have almost finished watching all the fall 2021 animes, and like it's been like 1 month, 1.5 month after all the fall 2021 animes ended in December. So it has been like 1.5 months, so I've almost finished all of them, most of them. So yeah, let's get started then. Like I'll talk about, like, I've gone to my anime list. I'm also going to check out how much they got the ratings in my anime list and how much I will give it. I'm going to do it like that. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get started. So in my anime list, I'm here. We can see the first one, the first the first show is Komi Can't Communicate. Now Komi Can't Communicate, it's the most popular one in my anime list for fall 2021, and it has a rating of 8.12. So my review or my rating is like my Komi Can't Communicate. I'm pretty sure most of us knows about this, like people who watch anime and read manga. I'm pretty sure most of us are acquainted with this even before the anime came out. Like Komi Can't Communicate was and still is one of the most popular mangas, and it has been going on for quite a while. Like I think like 200 or 300 like plus chapters or something. Like it's still ongoing. So that's why like pretty much everyone knew about it, and even I knew about it, and it was extremely popular. So there was like a huge hype about Komi Can't Communicate when it the anime got announced. Like there was like memes and stuff like Komi Can't Communicate will never get an anime or something. But yeah, the the curse got broken. Komi Can't Communicate finally got an anime in fall 2021. So how about the show in itself? First of all, I have to say, um I was new, new person who new not new person, sorry. I was a person who watched the anime for the first time and have not read the manga. I did not read the manga because I was waiting for the anime. I haven't reacted to it in my channel. So as a newcomer to this show and hearing about all the hype behind it, in my opinion, it did a very well job. The anime I'm talking about. Now, the studio which animated this is, I think, OLM. Yep, OLM. And it did such a fantastic job of animating it, the visuals and everything, the way they kind of what can I say, like different scenes, the way they showed it and everything was, I have to say, it's perfect. I did not find any flaw within it. Like the animation was crystal clear, it was beautiful, smooth, and it was just like such a joy to watch it. The animation was perfect in my opinion. So what about the music and music and the soundtrack? Good. It was a great, the soundtrack was amazing. The openings and the endings were also pretty good. I really liked it. And the show in itself, the pacing and all of that, now as I said, I've not read the manga, I cannot compare it to the manga, that's why. But I did not feel any type of I did not feel like they rushed it or anything. I feel like that it was pretty consistent with the pace, and it was good. As for the show in itself and the story, the plot line, it's a very simple story. Nothing much to say about it. It's basically a slice of life rom-com, you can say, but still the rom part has not started. But it is kind of like that. So there's basically I'm pretty sure everyone knows Komi wants to make friends, 100 friends, and that's like her journey of being she's like an introverted person. She cannot talk, communicate properly. She has like a communication disorder. And Tadano here, our boy Tadano, he starts helping Komi making friends with his classmates. Yeah, that was it. And everyone loves Komi, but Komi doesn't realize that. That's basically the plot. It's obviously this is like a show which is going to be very long. It will be very much, what can I say, it'll take a lot of time to actually animate the whole season. I'm pretty sure we're going to get multiple seasons after this. Season 2 has already been announced. So since the manga has more than 300 chapters, this is going to go on for a long time. So like people who like want quick development, like you won't get it here. You definitely won't get it. But as they say, like there's like a word, like a saying, like enjoy the journey, not the destination. I think this is like this show is probably the perfect example for that. Like this is not about the destination, this is about the journey. And like the little things that Komi does and everything, it's very amazing, like very nice, very cute, and it's just like a very heartwarming, wholesome show. And we see how Komi kind of like little by little gathers her courage and is able to somehow somewhat communicate with other people, make friends, and all that stuff. And while little like like feelings kind of bloom in Komi and Tadano as well, which I'm sure eventually will happen. So yeah, that is basically this show. It's fine, like I, in my personal opinion, I really liked it, and I'm pretty sure most of us will like it, people who love this slice of life rom-com genre. And yeah, like this was a great show. I really liked it. So what about my rating? How much will I rate it? I have to say, it is, for me, out of 10, I would give Komi Can't Communicate an 8.5, a solid 8.5. It's good. I really liked it, but I would not give it like a 9 or a 9.5. It's 8.5 for me. I'm pretty sure as it will go on, I'm pretty sure that rank, like rating might increase in the future, because this is barely the start. And like like a show getting 8.5 at the start is pretty good, because it like, since this is a show which actually gradually like is going to improve. I'm pretty sure the ratings will also improve as time goes on, and as the anime, like as we get season 2, season 3, and everything. So yeah, and for my anime list, as I said, like the rating is 8.12. I think that's a little bit low. 8.5, it is decent. I think 8.5 is decent enough for Komi Can't Communicate. So yeah, that was the first show of fall 2021, the most popular show. All right, the next one, Mushoku Tensei. Oh boy, this is one of my personal favorites of fall 2021. I'm pretty sure this is probably a lot of people's personal favorite. And since this is like this is actually part 2 of the first season, and we already saw season 1 before. Season 1 was good, it's had a great start, but I have to say the part where this show really shines is this part 2 of season 1. It really shines there. Like as I said, part 1 of season 1 was good. It was like basically it kind of gave us the introduction and stuff and everything, but the real stuff, the real development starts happening in this part, and it was done fantastically. As always, the animation, it was the animation studio is Studio Bind. Is that the name of this studio? Let me check. Yeah, I think so. Studio Bind. I have never heard of this studio before. Is this a new studio? Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a new studio. I didn't even know that. Wow. That makes it even more impressive. Like I can see like this is like the first show that they did is like Mushoku Tensei. Okay, I was unaware of that, but oh boy, the animation was perfect. It's just so smooth, and like the way they did it was so amazing. And so no problem in the animation. I can give it full, like like a full score on the animation. The animation was done very well. The like the sound, and like the what do you call them, the music and all that stuff, it was good. I really like the music as well. As for the story, the pacing, it was decently paced again, like and since this is like has a light novel, I'm pretty sure like as animes usually do, they kind of like skip a few, 1 or 2 small little details. Obviously they have to do it because like this is an anime and a light novel. If you actually completely like adapt it like word to word, it's impossible to do that. So I'm pretty sure, I'm sure like they probably skipped 1 or 2 small little details, but that doesn't matter because the pacing and everything was perfect. And for the story, I have to say this is probably one of the best isekais. And the story is, and I'll have to give it like a high ranking in the story department. this is a show that you definitely want to watch if you are a fan of fantastical, like, these supernatural, these type of things, like magic, dragons, these, like, RPG type elements in your story. If you want them, and an isekai, you should definitely watch this. I'm pretty sure everyone has already watched this. Like, like, I don't think like there's anyone there who loves isekai genre and have not watched Mushoku Tensei. But still, like, if there's like someone there out there who has still not watched this and like this isekai genre, this fantasy genre, definitely check this out. This is a must watch for, like, like, for a lot of people, like, now there is a few parts that might put a few people off, one or two times, especially in season 1. But I would just tell you to ignore that, just outright ignore it, and just keep on watching the show. You are definitely going to see the character. Oh, and the character development of the main character is impressive. It's really well done. And the world building, like, this show shines in the world building, the huge world. It's like, it's as if you are living in this, like, in a huge world, like, something, what can I say, like the political system, the, like, what, like, country, not country, but what place is where, this and that. And it makes you feel as if you're really journeying from one place to another. Like, I've seen a lot of isekais, and what usually isekais do are that they just, like, focus on the character, different characters, how many characters they can put in their party, how many, like, monsters they kill, how much flashy, like, attacks they get, how much level they, like, kind of increase. Most of the isekais usually, like, focus on this, while Mushoku Tensei does that, and at the same time it also puts a focus in the world, which is something that really impressed me about this show. Like, it's impressive, the world building is impressive, and that, like, that's where this show really shines. The characters are also really well written. Like, everyone, it feels like, like everyone has, like, their own personality trait, like, not cookie cutter. Like, you can't say, like, it might feel like in the beginning like they're like cookie cutter characters, but as you get to know more of them, you're definitely going to get attached to them. Like, that is definitely the case here. And I've heard that the light novel, I think it has already ended, and it has something like 25 or more than that volumes. And so hopefully, like, is this confirmed for a sequel? I don't know. No, I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure we are going to get another sequel after this. And hopefully this anime actually ends, like the light novel has ended. I really hope they properly adapt the full story, because I'm looking forward to this so much. This is like one of the best, like, animes that I have watched. And yeah, for this, I have to say, like, my rating for Mushoku Tensei part 2, would be a solid 9 out of 10. Now, as I said, like, like, stories kind of get better as, like, we kind of progress in the story. For part 1, I would have probably given Mushoku Tensei an 8.5, but as I said, this is part 2, and this does a very good job, and it's a lot, like, what can I say, like, I liked it a lot more than part 1. That's why I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. Okay, in my anime list, the score is 8.77, which is kind of similar to mine. I gave it a little bit more, like, points, and yeah, like, this is definitely deserving of a 9 out of 10. This was one of the best shows, and I can't wait for the sequels, like, to come. All right, the next one. Okay, this is Takt Op Destiny. Now, like, here's the thing. I have to say, this had a lot of hype, like, because Madhouse and Mappa were animating this, and in the animation department, I have no, like, no, what can I say, no grievances. The animation was perfect. It was really good. It was really well done. Now, this is one thing I was a little bit disappointed, like, when I saw the trailer and everything. I thought this was going to be like a show which kind of focused around music. Like, I thought, like, oh, we're going to get a lot of music. I thought this was going to be like Carol and Tuesday. If you've not watched Carol and Tuesday, go and watch it. It's one of the best shows. I thought this was going to be something like Carol and Tuesday. I was heavily disappointed when I realized that no, it was not. Like, there was just like, like it's just only piano, like, and the piano, like, score, like, the things that they played were really well done. But I think, like, the music department was very less in this show. Like, I thought this was going to be fully focused on music, but turns out it was not. But then I got to know, like, the more intricate details about this. This is actually supposed to be a gacha game, which has still not come out, which will come out. And if you don't know what gacha game is, it's basically like, you kind of it's kind of like a little, like, you what can I say, like, you roll for characters, and you, like, if your luck is good, you might get like a good character, and you play with those characters. That's basically a gacha game, kind of like a little bit of gambling, and you can even spend real money in it, or you can, like, prefer to stay, if you want to prefer to stay free to play, you can do that as well. So that's basically a gacha game. Anyways, so this is supposed to be a gacha game, which isn't going to come out in the future, and this is, I'm guessing, this is kind of like an advertisement for that, you can say. And like the way they kind of do it, I have to say, I was impressed by what they're actually trying to do. So basically, the story in the game, which has still not come out, it is going to have a story. This is the prequel to that. So like I really like that, the way that they did that. Like, this is like a prequel, and after this, like, people who are interested get interested in the actual story, they're going to play the game. Like, really good marketing, I have to say this, like, because I myself got kind of curious about the actual story, which is going to start after this. Like, now people who say, like, this story is bad, this and that, I'm going to say here is that the story is, like, has actually not started here. This is the prequel. The story is going to start in the game, so we probably will never have a sequel to this anime, because it's going to continue in the game. I don't know, maybe if the game does well, maybe we might have an anime in the future, but not for now. And so the way they did this, I have to say, like, good job. Like, at least, like, their intended target was to make people curious about the game, so that they check out the game. At least they were able to make me curious about it. And when the game comes out, I'm talking about the global version. If it comes out someday, I will definitely try, like, check the game out a little bit. So yeah, they did what they intended to do. Like, good job for that. But yeah, like, nothing much to say about it. It's just basically like kind of like it has like an interesting concept. I'm not going to say anything about the, like, the particularities of the show. It's kind of like fighting, and like, like kind of like transforming into like having superhuman powers, fighting with weird aliens, and just, like, and music is banned. Like, the aliens kind of like, get attracted to music. So music has been banned, and there's this one, like, our main character who loves playing the piano and all that stuff. So I have to say, like, the story was nothing much to talk about. It was kind of okay, and as I said, it's basically a prequel. One thing I have to give, what can I say, like, props to the team is the character designs. One of the best character designs, like, I have ever seen in an anime. And obviously this is supposed to be a gacha game, so obviously the characters will be flashy, and they are flashy as hell, the different characters. Like the different music arts, you call them, these superhuman, like, like power, like the characters who have this superhuman power, these music arts, their transformation, and like, it's amazing. The character designs are just perfect, one of the best I've ever seen. So, like, like, full points for that. The story is kind of a mediocre story, I have to say. I kind of reacted to this in my channel. The story was good, but not, like, nothing too much to say about it. It was a decent story, okay, good, like, okay for a prequel. So yeah, and yeah, that was it. Like, this is like a new thing. There's no source material, so you cannot compare it to anything. It's just like a thing, like, like an original anime, you can call it, I guess, which is a prequel to a game that is going to come out. So yeah, that was basically it. Nothing much to say about this. It was mediocre in my opinion. And I have to say, like, the rating that I would give this is 7 out of 10. In my anime list, I can see the rating that they give in this show is 7.2 out of 10, a little bit more than me. But yeah, I think it's deserving of a 7. It was an okay story, nothing much to talk about, and mediocre. That's basically it. So like this scores more points in my book because of the animation, number one. Number two is the character designs, and it did make me curious enough to actually think about checking the game out when it comes out. So that also, like, scores points. And like they kind of ended in a weird position, which makes you curious about what's going to happen in the future. So I won't spoil it. So yeah, you can check it out if you have time, like if you don't, if you're like in a tight schedule, no need to check this out. And if you don't have any plan on playing the game, no need to check this out. It's okay. It's an okay show. So yeah. All right, the next one. Mieruko-chan. Okay, this one I was familiar with this from the beginning. I kind of read the manga first few chapters. I also reacted to this in my channel, and I have to say I am very pleased. The thing that this show does really well is the story. It is fantastic. The story is just amazing. The animation department, I have to say, it is also done pretty well. Passion animated this, the studio, and I have, like, seen Passion has like a little bit of a like, bad reputation about some of the, like, like skipping stuff, I think, and like, some of the like, animations are kind of weird, but I really like this animation. The animation was really well done. As for the story, it is one of the most unique stories I have read, and that's why I was interested in the anime. Like, I read the first few chapters of the manga, and I got really curious about it. So if you don't know anything about this is actually a horror comedy, like horror comedy. So I won't say much, but you should definitely check this out if you, like, like horror elements in your show. And this has like a real good twist to it, and the story is really interesting. There are actual twists that makes you think, like, whoa, I never expected this. So, like, which at least I never expected these type of twists. Like, there were, like, I think not one, two or three twists in these 12 episodes, which kind of blows your mind when you realize what the hell actually happened, how they kind of prepared the thing for that twist to come. The foreshadowing and everything, it makes you realize. And that's what really blew my mind, and that definitely, like, gives a lot of points in my book. And I myself got really interested in the story. So as, like, like for the plot department and the story department, it gets like the full points from me. The animation was really nice as well, and the, like, the OSTs, the, like, the songs and everything, it was good. Nothing much to say, but it was okay, decent. But yeah, as I said, like, if you, like, if you want to watch like a show which has, like, you might, like, while seeing this, the title and everything, the, like, poster, you might think, oh, this is like one of those slice of lives. Maybe there's like little bits of horror elements and stuff, like, and you, if you, like, you might skip it. But I have to say, check this out if you're interested in these type of genres. And I can say that you probably won't be disappointed. As I said, the story is one of the big reasons why this is one of my favorites in fall 2021, and it does such a well job with the story. And it actually makes you think, like, the little twists and turns, and it actually makes you think about the supernatural, the, like, the what ghosts actually are, where do they come from. Like, there are a few elements in this show that actually makes you actively think, like, where do they come from and what they do, why they do this. Like, there was a lot of times in the show where I genuinely thought, like, yeah, like, this is weird. Like, their take in this horror thing is kind of unique, and I really enjoyed that part. So yeah, this, for me, this was gets a solid 8 out of 10. It was a really good show, and I can't wait for it to have a sequel. Is there? No, there's still no sequel announced, but I really hope it gets a sequel. If it doesn't, I'll probably continue the manga. So yeah, okay, in the my anime list, I can see it got like a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's deserving a little bit more. As I said, for me, it's like an 8 out of 10. It was a very nice show. I really enjoyed it personally. Okay, the next one is called The World's Finest Assassin Gets Reincarnated in Another World as an Aristocrat. I got the title. Okay, this show, I have to say, it it was really good. I liked it. You know, like I've heard a lot of, like, you know, praise of this show when I didn't watch it, and after I checked it out, I have to say the praise that it got and my reaction to this show was not, what can I say, like I expected a lot more, like you know, like that's what happens when you overhype a show. You know, it was so overhyped. I was thinking, my god, like what is this, like is this some kind of a really amazing show? And I checked it out. It was really good. I won't say that it is bad, but I feel like the whole thing was kind of overhyped by a lot of people. But it was good. I liked it, and I wouldn't say, like, you know, like the amount of praise it got was like out of the roof. So I was really expecting something very amazing, but it was not that amazing. It was amazing, but not that amazing. So the animation, which studio animated this? Let's see. Silverlink Studio Palette. I have not heard of them, unfortunately, but anyways, the animation was good. It was really, like, you know, smooth, fluid, and everything. I had no problems with the animation. The animation was quite nice. As for the story, I have to say, it kind of goes into, like, you know, more, like, you know, things about assassination and stuff, you know. So those elements I really enjoyed. You know, there was like, this is not like, you know, like, oh, you get into like another world, you start fighting, you, like, you know, you get overpowered, you just defeat someone by one shot. No, it's not that type of a show. The assassinations are done really in a quite an interesting way, and I have to say, like in that department, that this show gets like a lot of points from me. You know, like the different ways they showed the assassination they did and everything, and the preparations that you need for it, you know, like how you need to train your body for it, you know, all that stuff. It's really intricately well done, and I really enjoyed that. But I don't know about the story. The story was pretty basic in my opinion. No, like, you know, like there was no part that made me think like, wow, like this is amazing. But it was a decent, like, you know, very basic story. In that department, it kind of loses a little bit points in my opinion, because as I said, like, of being, like, you know, this show already being overhyped, I had like my expectation like this, like in this height I had my expectation. But when I saw this, watched the story, it was like, it was okay, you know, it was a decent story. So in the story department, it kind of loses a little bit points for me. But yeah, other than that, the show was quite, like, you know, really well done. But yeah, there was like this, I think 3 characters, 3 heroines, yeah. And yeah, and that's basically it. Like, I have nothing much to say about this. As I said, the story was very basic, very, like, you know, what can I say, it was okay. The story was kind of okay, and that's just it. I don't have much to say. That's why, like, you know, like I feel like this show, in my, like, you know, opinion, it gets a little bit of a less score. I would give this like how much should I give it? Giving it a 7 will be too harsh. I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. So like, yeah, it was good, but not that good, you know, you can say. So yeah, it was pretty basic. Like, at least I don't know, I think my score would have increased a little bit if this was not this much overhyped. That's what you don't do, you know, you don't overhype shows. Like, if, like, you know, like my expectation was extremely high when I started watching this, so I kind of got disappointed by the end of it. But yeah, as I said, like, you know, if you want to watch like an isekai I think this is an isekai, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, another thing, like, yeah, like the whole isekai thing, it was done pretty well, I have to say, you know, the whole thing. But by the end of it, you actually forget that this is an isekai, you know, the way they do it. I don't know if that's good or bad. but like, now that I'm, like, you know, reading the summary, I realized that, yeah, this is actually an isekai. I actually forgot about it for a second there. But yeah, nothing much to say. It's the story is very basic, but I have to say, the intricacies, the details that they go to, like, through the assassins, that's pretty well done. So yeah, you should definitely check this out. It's a good show, and at least for the, like, details that they put into the assassination and everything, you should at least check this show out for that. But yeah, so that was it. So okay, my anime list, it got like a 7.4. My, like, you know, closer to my score. So yeah, this was basic, kind of basic of a show. Okay, the next one, Demon Slayer Mugen Shahan. Okay, like this one everyone knows. Like, we already watched the movie. Who watched Demon Slayer? We all already watched the movie. The anime in itself was pretty much the same. There's like a few extra scenes, one or two scenes. The first episode was a new thing we got, and that was just it. Like obviously I don't need to rate this. Like, how will I even rate this? Like, I'm skipping this one. That's why. Blue Period. Oh boy, this show. Okay, you know what? I was actually kind of not watching this because I felt like, the whole painting thing would not be my thing. And this is what you like what I got when I started watching the show. I think someone actually said this. I don't know who it was, but I've seen people saying this. I think it was the anime man, wasn't it? This is actually your lie, not your lie, sorry. March comes in like a lion, but with painting instead of shogi. Now, if you don't if you don't know, March comes in like a lion is one of my top shows. It is like, I have like a special place in my heart for my March comes in like a lion. Like it has like a special place in my heart. I like it. It probably like if I had to like rank the top 10 animes that I've watched, March Comes in Like a Lion would probably be in the top 5. So when I heard that this is basically March Comes in Like a Lion but with painting instead of shogi, I got extremely interested in this and I watched it. And I have to say, it obviously does not go up, like, what can I say, like it does not go what, like, I cannot compare this with March Comes in Like a Lion because for me that's like one of the top shows, but it gets very close to it in my opinion. I was very pleasantly surprised. This show really blew out all my expectations that I had before watching it, and you should definitely watch this. It actually it's not a painting anime, if from the summary if you read it, you'll think like, oh, this is like a painting anime. No, it is a painting anime, but at the same time it actually deals with so many things, so much more. And I was very impressed with this. Just like March Comes in Like a Lion does it. It's a shogi show, but it's not only shogi. It deals with so much more. So similar to that. And I'm very glad that I actually watched this. And this really like, this really tells you like, don't judge a book by its cover. The studio that animated this is 7 Arcs. I've not heard of this like at all, this studio, but the animation was really nice, and yeah, you should definitely watch this. Like, I cannot say much things because like you have to watch it to understand, like the like all the things that they show us. And if you've not watched Blue Period, and if you are like you like the slice of life genre, it is a slice of life, slice of life school life genre, check this out. This definitely won't disappoint you. And yeah, I'm quite sure like a lot of people might have actually skipped this just because they saw like painting, just like me, how I was going to skip it. But as soon as I heard this is like my March Comes in Like a Lion, I watched it. So if you're like one of those people, you should kind of check this out, like at least give like 1 or 2 episodes and in the beginning, give it a watch, and I'm pretty sure you are going to like this. So yeah, Blue Period is fantastic. It definitely like deserves a high ranking. For me, I will give Blue Period 8.5 out of 10. It's a solid show. You should definitely check it out. And for my anime list, I can see the rating is 7.89. I think it's deserving a lot more than that. Like as I said, 8.5 in my book. And this show, I don't know if it'll get like a sequel or something, but I feel like this can get even better. This can get even better, and I'm really looking forward to that. Like I was not expecting this good of a story. And yeah, in the storytelling department, it was fantastic. I enjoyed each and every episode. Like it's kind of difficult, in animes you like one episode, you don't like one episode, but I actually enjoyed each and every episode in this show. So definitely give this like watch if you are like if you like these type of genres. Even if you don't like, you can check out 1-2 episodes, who knows, maybe you like it. So yeah. So and one thing, as I said, don't think that this is only painting, this only deals with painting. No, it deals with painting and a lot more things. You're going to be very surprised when you start watching this, just like I got. So yeah, this is one of the really best shows of fall 2021. Okay, Platinum End. Now I've not watched it still. It's 4 episodes. I usually binge stuff, so I can't say anything about this. I'll talk about it in the next next video, which I'll make in winter, about winter 2022, rating the animes. I'll probably include this in that if I watch it. I don't know, I see the ratings is 6.3 or something. I don't know why it got such a low rating, because a lot of people are actually following this, 300k people actually following this show, but the rating is so low. I don't know why, but yeah. Osama ranking. Okay, this is another show that I'm going to talk about later on, because I've still not watched it. It is 23 episodes. It's still ongoing, so I will talk about it after I watch it in winter 2022, when I make another rating video. And I've heard this is really good. I've been hearing from people this is one of the best shows, so I'm kind of looking forward to checking this out later on. Okay, 86 part 2. Now this one, I thought that this has already ended. It's still not ended. It's going to resume from March, I think. I had planned in watching this, but since it's still not ended, I'm waiting for it to end. So again, I'm going to talk about this in winter 2022 rating video, which I make. And 86 part 1 was one of my favorite animes in the previous year. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one as well. To the next one. My senpai is annoying. Senpai ga uzai kohai no hanashi. Okay, now this one, I read the manga. First few chapters I've already read it, so I knew what I was getting into. It was one of those slice of life, those rom-com shows that we usually get nowadays. And it's a really nice show. I watched it. It was one thing that kind of I really liked about this show, is that it does not have it does not focus on one couple. It actually has two of them, two separate couple, 4 people it actually deals with. Usually in these shows they kind of go with one and one, one person and one person, 2 person, the whole spotlight kind of falls on them. But this is actually a little exception in that department, and I like that thing. And nothing much to say about it. It's basically a slice of life, a very wholesome show. There's this huge huge guy, and there's this little kind of short girl, and the girl is actually a kohai, the guy is a senpai, a senior to her, and kind of gets a little bit annoyed, but she's basically a tsundere, so kind of like that. So but yeah, and it was nice, it was a really nice, you can just kind of chill out watching this show. It was a good show. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And yeah, nothing to talk about. What review will I even give this? So yeah, the animation, Doga Kobo. I had no problem with the animation. The animation was pretty decent, nothing to say much about it, but it was okay. As for the story, as I said, it's basically one of those slice of life stories, so I can't say anything about it. The relationships were good, and the interactions and everything, it was decent. I liked it. So yeah, for me, I would give this a I don't know, I think I thought about giving this a 7 out of 10, but I feel that's going to be a little bit low, so I'll probably give this a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, decent show, so yeah, nothing much to say. Okay, in my anime list it got a little bit higher, 7.73. Okay, I kind of gave it a little bit low score, but yeah, it for me it was 7.5. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. Nothing much to say about it. It's just a wholesome little show. So yeah, if you're interested in those type of shows, you can watch it. All right, the next one. Oh, this one, Saihate no Paladin. Now, okay, here's the thing. I don't know why this got a 6.9 in my anime list. I really enjoyed this. I don't know why it has such a low rating in my anime list. I don't know. Like, if you guys know about the reason, let me know. Like, why? Like, I really enjoyed this show. Okay, so the studio that animated this is Children's Playground Entertainment. Is this a new studio? I've never heard of this studio before. What? No, this is not a new studio. Oh, it kind of did some shows that I don't. Oh, it did Citrus. That's a show I did not like Citrus at all. I watched it before. Like, okay, I'm kind of going in a different thing. Citrus was a show that I really did not like. If I had to give like a recommendation of uh like a Yuri or a girls love like anime, I would say it's Yagate Kimi ni Naru. Yagate Kimi ni Naru or Bloom Into You was one of the best girls love shows that I've watched. Shoujo Ai. If you've not watched it, I heavily prefer it to Citrus. Like, Citrus was, I did not like Citrus at all. I don't know why there's like a huge following of Citrus. I don't get it. But yeah, like for me, Bloom Into You or Yagate Kimi ni Naru was something, one of the best shows. I really enjoyed it. Anyways, that's like a different show I'm talking about. Kind of went on a little tangent. But anyways, Saihata no Paladin or um Faraway Paladin, yeah, I think that's an English name. Yeah. I was very, like, I really like this show. Like, that's all I have to say. I really like this show. The way, like, the characters, like it feels like you're actually, like, what can I say? Like, this show, it's difficult to actually express why I really liked it, but the story in itself was kind of unique, I have to say. There was these, like, three characters that we saw in the beginning, and like, that whole and I think like the pacing was really decently well, like, well done. Like, the pacing was very slow, but I really enjoyed that slow pacing. Like, it basically, like, the first part of the show kind of shows you what the main character, there, like, how he grows up, how he trains with his guardians, and like how they kind of make him, like, strong enough to go on his own. And then there's his gods and goddesses as well involved in this whole thing. And like, and after, like, the first part ends, he kind of goes on a journey, a little journey, and he makes a contract with a goddess. And like, he kind of goes on a journey, like, meets other characters, this and that. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, this is like a fantasy, like, is this an isekai? I even forgot about it. I think so. I think this was an isekai, wasn't it? I don't remember. If I'm wrong, forgive me. I don't remember at all if this was an isekai or anything. But it was like a really well done, like, fantastical, supernatural, you can say, show. And yeah, this I have to say, like, if you, like, take my opinion, I would ask you to watch this. Don't get sidetracked by the score in my anime list. At least for me, this is for me, I would give this like a 8 out of 10. I would give this an 8 out of 10 because I really enjoyed this show. I don't know why in my anime list it got like a 6.9 out of, like, 10. Like, that's very low. Like, why? I don't get it. But like, at least, if you are interested in this, and if you thought like, oh, I want to check this out, but then you saw the rating in my anime list and you was like, oh, like, this has a low rating, I should not watch it. At least watch it one or two episodes. If you like it, you can continue it, like, because for me, personally, this was one of my favorite shows in fall 2021. So yeah, like, definitely check this out if you want to. So yeah, that was Saihata no Paladin, and it's also getting a second season, which I'm really, like, I'm really happy about. So I'm looking forward to the second season as well when it comes out. All right, the next one, it's called Shin no Nakama. Oh my god, what is this title? Let me let me read the English title. Vanished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. I watched this. What can I say? It's an okay show. Like, I feel like like it's like one of those copy paste shows. That's just it, you know. Like this person gets very overpowered, but this guy, I think he's like he's like a yeah, like he starts like apothecary, I think that's what he call it, or like you know, a clinic type of thing where he, like, you know, sells medicines and everything, a drugstore. And then there's this one the one thing that I liked about this is like the show actually has like a very limited amount of characters which you kind of interact with, which I feel like this show did pretty well. Like there's like only one character we kind of interact with, one heroine we kind of interact throughout the whole show, and like, you know, like another person kind of comes in later on in the show, but that's like, you know, like I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, that was kind of it. Like, you know, like I thought, like by watching the, like, you know, poster and everything, I thought this was going to be one of those harem animes, but no, it's not that. So at least for now, I'm guessing it probably will end up like that in the future, but but yeah, it's a very basic show, and this is like one of those shows, I think, which is kind of popular nowadays. I think you call them slow life show or whatever. Like, you know, you have huge amount of power and you kind of go to a countryside and live like a slow life. That's basically it. That's kind of what this show actually is. And there are a few action, like, you know, packed portions, a few, like, you know, part where you need to fight and everything. It's okay, like, you know, like it was not that good in my opinion. It's fine. It's for time pass. If you want to, like, if you are bored or something, you don't have anything to do, you want to watch a, like, you know, a mediocre anime, you can give this a try. It's like, you know, like it's okay, decent, mediocre, as I said, because I don't even remember what the hell happened here. Like, that's how mediocre this was. Like, this is like, you know, like kind of like that. So check it out. It's not bad, but I wouldn't call it good. So for me, I would give this like a 6.5 out of 10. That's okay, kind of okay, but yeah, nothing much to say. In my anime list, I see like it got like a 6.9 out of 10. What the hell? Like, Saihato no Paladin also got 6.9. This also got 6.9. I don't understand what the hell. Like how are, okay? Never mind. My anime list ratings are weird sometimes. But yeah, this is just my opinion, I guess. Like, I guess different people have different opinions. Like, for me, I really like Saihato no Paladin, but did not like this. Maybe it's reverse for a few people, I don't know. But yeah, but for me, like, my personal opinion is it gets like a 6.5 out of 10. Very basic show, nothing to say about it. And the animation, I did not like the animation at all. The animation was okay, that's just it. The animation was weird, kind of. But yeah. Alright, Shumatsu no Harem. Okay, this one, oh my god. I I actually planned on watching this because I think I like read the first chapter of the manga, but now that I, you know, like I'm seeing the rating, and I think it's now ongoing. It's kind of going on now. It got delayed like 3 months or something. So I don't know if I'm going to even watch this or not. It feels like one of those, like, you know, those shows that I really do not like. Domestic Girlfriend. Oh my god, that's like a thing. I I don't want to go into that type of a, like, you know, huge, like, you know, where there's like this weird sexual tension going around. It's not for me, not for me at all. So I don't know if I'm even going to watch this. I don't know. Okay, the next one, Fena, Pirate Princess. Now, like, I cannot rate this one because I've not watched it completely. I watched the first, I think, like half of it, and I don't know why, but I discontinued it, and I've still not watched it. I might check it out later on and complete it. So I cannot rate this. If you have to, like, you know, what can I say? Like, if I have to rate it, I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's like the animation is really gorgeous. I have to say, the animation, I really enjoyed the animation. The story is okay. It's kind of okay. Like, you know, I really like the first episode. Really got me interested. The first episode is really well done. Like, you know, like the first episode, I really got interested in the story. But I feel like as the episodes went on, it kind of, like, you know, I lost my interest in it, and that's why I think I never really completed it. So I might check it out probably in the future. If I had to give it like a rating, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. But as I said, like, you know, don't, like, you know, listen to me at least in this department because I've not completely watched it. So you know, like I'm rating it by watching half of the show, so like, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Oh yeah. All right, the next one. Oh my god. This one. Okay, the fruit of evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. I don't know why I watched this, but I actually watched this. It's like, you know, one of those shows. It's so bad, it's so good. This is a prime example of that. Now, I won't spoil it, but wait a minute. I think that the summary itself tells that, doesn't it? Um, no. Okay, no, it doesn't tell it. Like, one of the heroines. I won't say it here. But you know what? Okay, like if you don't want to, like if you actually plan on watching this, skip this portion. Because I'm kind of going to spoil it. One of the heroines is actually a gorilla. And the way they did it is so hilarious. As I said, this show is so bad, it's actually good. So no, like, you know, like it's very weirdly paced. You know, animation is atrocious, but it's entertaining to watch. So I don't know, I'll give this like a 6 out of 10. That's basically it. That's what it deserves. But I got entertained watching it. Oh boy. Okay, the next one. Oh, this one. This is I don't know if this people will actually watch this. Have watched this. This is called Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut. I was very surprised with this show. It's another one of my favorites in fall 2021. It what can I say? Like, it's basically like a vampire. The title itself says that, you know, like what I'm going to say. It's a vampire who becomes like an astronaut or cosmonaut, and alongside like the main character as well. And I have to say, this is like, this has like, you know, this like a romance element in it, and I have to say it was done really well. I really enjoyed that part. As for the what do you call it, the animation, I feel the animation was a little bit lacking. I don't know, I don't remember it that much, but I feel like when I watched it, I felt the animation was a little bit lacking. But it's fine, you know, it wouldn't matter much because the story is really great. You know, it's like one of those unique stories. And this, I think like everyone should watch this show. This goes into like a completely new territory. And like it's really good. Like, I can't explain it, like I'll be spoiling stuff then. But it's interesting, it's kind of unique. And I started watching it in a very, like, you know, neutral stance. And when this ended, I was like, okay, is this going to get a season 2? And I feel like the light novel is still continuing. I think this has like a sequel, like, you know, light novel. I think that 2 more chapters in the, like, you know, in the light novel. Like, I think this show, this anime adapts the first volume. There's like 2 other volumes as well. I would love it if they actually make a sequel to this anime and adapt the other 2, like, you know, novels volumes. So yeah, like, that's how much I really liked it. So it's a good show. And it's kind of has like you can say, not slice of, I won't say it's slice of life, but it's basically like, you know, like people, like, you know, in the what do you call it, like in the trying to become astronomers, and the different problems, like, you know, and like, you know, a lot of supernatural, like here. I probably shouldn't say, like, it's going to be, like, you know, I'll probably be spoiling it. But there are certain situations that goes on in this anime which makes it difficult for certain people to, you know, like, get into this whole thing. So all those problems, dealing with all those problems. And then there's this like, in this division of, like, you know, like, she's a vampire, he's a human, that thing. And it's really well done. I myself really enjoyed it. So check this out. I'm sure you'll like it. Like, you know, this is pleasantly surprised me, this show. For me, I would give this 8 out of 10. It's a really good show. My anime list, I can see it got like a 7.3 out of 10. I think it definitely deserves a lot more. An 8 out of 10, I think it's appropriate for this show. All right. Okay, the next one. Taisho Otome Otogibanashi. Again, this is another show I also like I feel like most of the shows in fall 2021 was really good. This is another example. It kind of shows us like what happens in the older days. Like there's a lot of things, like there's this girl who kind of got, you can say, sold to another person because of their debt, and she has to become like the wife or something. And that whole thing, like it kind of deals with these type of things, like which in older days, which have actually happened. And it's a really cute show. But I feel like like there was like a little twist in the end, which really I won't say spiced it up. Like that'll be really like wrong to say that it spiced it up, because it actually deals with a very serious thing which actually happened in like in Japan. The earthquake, I think that the Kanto earthquake, I think that's what it is. Let me check, I even forgot. It's like just a sec. Yeah, the Great Kanto earthquake. In the end it actually deals with that. Oh my god, did I just spoil the whole show? You know what, I'll probably give a little spoiler alert before this. But anyways, yeah, it kind of deals with that. So like the way they kind of did that is like like I got very surprised when that portion came in. And I have to say, like it started like a little cutesy little show, and as it kind of progressed, it started dealing with very serious stuff and everything. And the way the main characters and the the heroine's relationship progress, it was really nice to see. It was a really cute show. And yeah, the animation was nice, it was pleasant to watch. And yeah, this another one of my favorites in fall 2021. You can watch it. This is it seems like this is like a shoujo show, but it's definitely not a shoujo anime. I feel like the main poster, I when I saw the main poster, I thought this was like a shoujo anime or something. But no, it's not. It's something different. And yeah, if you like these type of things, as I said, it actually deals with a lot of stuff from in Japan, obviously, when it was like in the older days. And so if you are interested in those type of things, and see how two people kind of like what do you call it, go past the different hurdles that fall in their path, and progress. And in the in the end, they kind of like what can I say, like prevail. If you like that type of a show, you should watch this one. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. It was good. It was definitely good. But I feel like you probably need a few more like sequels for this, for the rating to kind of go up, because I enjoyed the first part. But yeah, like it's not deserving of an 8 in my opinion. 7.5, that's a decent score. My anime list, I see like people gave it like a 7.7. Okay, it's fine. I probably kind of gave it a little less score, but yeah, that's just my opinion. All right, the next one, Takugan. Okay, I actually started watching this show and I kind of dropped it. I don't know why, but I my by the middle of it, I really lost my interest in it. I don't know why. So I cannot I cannot judge this show, since I actually dropped it intentionally. So yeah, maybe it's like the first few episodes was okay. Like it was just okay. Like nothing much to say. But yeah, that's just it. I cannot rate this one, because I've not even watched the complete thing. Okay, World Trigger season 3. I've not seen this. I actually have not seen World Trigger at all, so I cannot rate this one as well. Isekai Shokudo season 2. Okay, if you watch Isekai Shokudo season 1, you're definitely going to like this. As I said, nothing much to talk about this, but like what even am I going to talk here? It's basically a person makes food, and like people eat it. And like we see like the different characters that are coming into this isekai restaurant, and them eating the food, and different foods every day. That's basically the show. And I have to say, I like there was a little bit of character development in this season. almost at the end, we kind of get a little bit of information about the main character's past and everything, so that's something, I guess. But other than that, it's basically, like characters coming from other different worlds, getting in, eating food, them telling other people, and how other people are in different, like, like, what can I say, like, uh like fairies, like, if you've seen season 1, you probably know this, like fairies, dragons all coming in, like, like lizard men all coming into this place to eat food, gladiators, so, like, demons, elves, like, like this place has like everything for everyone, and all of them like kind of eat them, and they get like, like so happy with the food. That's basically this show. I would give this like 7 out of 10, and I see my anime list gave this a 7.6 out of 10, kind of like that. It's a good show, if you enjoy these type of shows, you should watch it. All right, the vampire dies in no time. Now, I did not have enough time to watch this. I have to say, I will probably watch this in the future, but at least for up till now, I did not have enough time to watch it. I've heard this is kind of really good, like it's a comedy show. I cannot say, I cannot rate it because I've not watched this, so I'm not going to say anything about this. All right, the next one, Heike Monogatari. Oh, this one. Okay, this is one of my personal favorites of fall 2021. I feel like I'm like, most of the shows are my personal favorites, but yeah, this is okay. This show, this actually gives us, like the what do you say, like the history. Now I'm not sure if the history things that were shown in this show are accurate or not. It actually deals with Japanese history. The I think Genpei War, they say that, like, the battle between the Taira clan and the Minamoto clan, like Taira or Heike clan and Minamoto or the Genji clan, that battle, it actually, like, shows that, and like the different circumstances, what people, like, what was actually happening, this and that. It's shown in an animated form. The main character here is called Biwa, who, and now I think I've heard this from somewhere. I think Biwa is just a character who was introduced in this. She's not, like, she's not a character who was in the actual, like, war, somehow involved in the war. Like, this is like a completely new character that was introduced just so that she could be like the main protagonist, and we could see the story through her eyes. And I think that was, I don't know, like, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. As I said, I've heard some people saying this. I'm not sure about it though. But other than that, I feel like the whole, like, like the story in itself, I think it's pretty accurate, because I kind of checked it out after I ended the show, and the things that the show, like, like the anime showed us, I feel I found most of them actually happening in the actual history. So I'm not sure if there's some things which are exaggerated or anything, or it really, like, properly like, shows us the actual history. I'm not sure about that, but I feel like it did a really good job of actually showing us, like, the battle between the Taira clan and the Minamoto clan. And now I myself am like this is kind of like off topic, but I play Fate Grand Order, and in Fate Grand Order there is like a thing where, if you guys don't know, like, heroic spirits, like, there are people who are actually related to actual Japanese history, or maybe some legends and some other, like, other legends as well, not only Japanese history, like the whole world, and they get summoned. So one of those characters, not one but multiple characters, are actually, like, I'm quite familiar with them because I played, like, Fate Grand Order, which one of them is Tomoe Gozen. Another character is Minamoto no Raikou. I don't think they showed Raikou over here, Minamoto no Raikou, but they did show Minamoto no Yoshitsune, who is also in Fate Grand Order as Ushiwakamaru, Minamoto no Yoshitsune. So these few characters I kind of got, like, I already knew about them from Fate Grand Order. So as soon as I, like, saw them being involved in this, my interest kind of grew more. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this show. It gives us a very well, like, written story. And if these are actually stuff that actually happened, I think these are stuff that actually happened. in the history. Like, let me know in the comment section if any one of you knows. Because I read in like Wikipedia articles that yeah, these actually happened, so I'm not sure about it. But the way they like told the story, I really loved it. And like the history and everything, it really kind of like like we get to see the whole, not the whole war, but like parts of it, and how the whole thing happened. And it's a tragic story, and like most things which are based on true story are tragic, you know because life is not an anime. Not everything gets a happy ending, so it's like a tragic story by the end of it. But it's like this became one of my favorites, and I would say I think this show will probably go under the radar for a lot of people, but people who like history, especially Japanese history, should definitely check this out. And I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this in my I think like a lot of people should check this out. And as for and I have to say, the animation was done in such like, the animation is another thing that I really liked. It's like it does, like the animation is done in a really unique way. I don't know what that was, but it's really like pleasing to watch. So yeah, like that gets more points, in my book. The animation style was really like pleasing for me. So as I said, this gets like an 8.5 out of 10. I think I said 8.5, didn't I? Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. So my anime list gave this a 7.7. I think it deserves a way more than that. So check it out if you're interested in Japanese history. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. Okay, so after that I can see if now I think that's the end. I've not seen much more other than these. Then there's like a few other shows that I've not watched. I can see like I had plans on watching Muv Luv Alternative, since I am one of the huge biggest fans of the visual novel. But from the ratings I can pretty much guess that the adaptation is probably trash. Like the visual novel Muv Luv Alternative is one of the best visual novels. So seeing this show being like like this in this state, getting like a 5.7 rating, I'm really disappointed. Like that's why you don't do visual novel like adaptations if you are unable to do it. Like just don't do it. Like like a few visual novel adaptations which are really great, well done, is Steins Gate, Clanad. These are the shows that were done really well in the adaptation. They did a really well job in adapting it. But shows like Muv Luv, like as I can see here, like 5.7 rating, like what the hell is this? This is Muv Luv Alternative is supposed to be one of the best visual novels, and that this is the rating it is getting. I can probably understand why it got this rating. The adaptation is probably bad. So yeah, just don't bother with visual novel adaptations if you're unable to do it properly. Like what the hell? But anyways, like I got pretty triggered by seeing this, like Muv Luv Alternative being reduced to this state. Okay, I don't think I've watched any other show other than these. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me see. Okay, the 24 episode. Oh, okay. I forgot. Jahy-sama. Okay, I watched this. Jahy-sama wa Kujikenai, or the great Jahy will not be defeated. I love this show. It was really cute, really well. I love the animation as well. And nothing to say about this, because this is basically one of those shows, slice of life. Like like the great Jahy, like, and she's like one of the strongest in this other world. She came here, she lost all her power. Now she, what, this is kind of like what's the name of that show? The part-time, oh god, I forgot the name. The Demon King comes, like, gets transported, and he works in McDonald's or whatever. What is the name? Hell, I forgot the name of that show. I'm pretty sure you can understand what I'm trying to say. Like, the demon lord gets, like, transported to this world, and he starts walking in McDonald's alongside, like the hero also comes in. I think the hero's name was Yusa. Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the name at all. God damn it. Anyways, so yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. This show. It's a comedic show, and Jahy's antics are hilarious. The shenanigans that she goes into, and like Jahy, I think Jahy reminds me of Aqua from Konosuba. Like she's like that, definitely like that. Like kind of does stuff, but it kind of backfires on her, and she starts crying and everything. It's hilarious. Just check this out if you're interested in those comedy slice of lives. It's a really good show, and for me, I would like probably give this like 7.5 out of 10. I think, yeah. So it's a good show. Check it out. So yeah. Okay. The other one that I still have not, I cannot rate this one as well because I've not finished this. This is the Aquatope on the White Sand, Shiroi Sunano Aquatope. I actually watched it until the first 12 episodes. The second half is still left for me to watch. And like, since I've not watched the full of it, I cannot rate it like that. But if you need to, like, for my opinion, I would say this is a solid show. The animation is beautiful, it's gorgeous. The animation actually reminds me of Nagi no Asakura, if you've watched it. No? The animation really reminds me of that. It's done by PA Works. Oh, that's why. Wait, they also did Nagi no Asakura. Okay. Nagi no Asukara. And the show in itself really reminds me of Nagi no Asukara. I don't know why, but the vibe it gives out. No? So, like, in my opinion, even though I've not watched the full of it, it's a really solid show. If I had to rate it, I'd probably rate it like an 8 out of 10. Like the first half that I've watched, and I did not get enough time to watch the second half. I will do it, however, in the future. So like check this out, like the first half was solid, and I'm pretty sure the second half is as well. So this is a really good show. It's like a slice, not slice of life. It's actually like like his characters are actually kind of what do you call it? Like they like the main character, like she actually deals with an aquarium. Like not an aquarium, but what is this thing? Yeah, aquarium. It is an aquarium. Yeah, I was right. Like, and like people come in, tourist comes in, and that aquarium is like because of lack of staff and funding is going to shut down, and she tries her best to like kind of not let it shut down. And then there's this idol as well who's kind of depressed because of stuff that happened in like in the idol agency, this and that. She comes here and she also gets involved in this. It's a really nice show, and like like it's like a slice of life thing. And as I said, if you watch Nagi no Asukara, you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to say. There's no like like those drama love triangles. That's not here. Like Nagi no Asakura was filled with it. Like it was intense. So it's not like that, but the vibe that it gives really reminds me of Nagi no Asukara. So yeah. And I think, yeah, that was it. That I did not watch any other show in fall 2021. Oh no, wait. JoJo. I forgot about the main one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Stone Ocean, which is the part 6 of JoJo. Oh boy. Okay. Like obviously this definitely gets will definitely get like a high rating from me. I really enjoyed the first part, and I have to say the David production did this. Obviously the animation is perfect, and I feel like the animation even improved from like in the previous parts. Like the previous parts were really well done. I feel like this animation was crystal clear and everything, and I just loved it so much. And like we get like a female protagonist here, and I really loved it. I can't wait for this to resume, like start again, this show. And I'm sure we'll get it eventually. So yeah, like everyone's familiar with JoJo. Like if you've not watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, definitely watch it. Not from this, like watch the first parts, like part 1, part 2, part 3, like that. Like, don't start from this. Like I wonder what will happen if someone actually starts from part 6. They're going to get confused as hell. Like like what is happening? But yeah, like nothing to say about this. Like everyone's familiar with JoJo, and I really was impressed like in part 6 about the different way they use the stands. The what do you call it, the versatility. Yeah, that's the word. The way they use it, the different uses of her stand. And this really shows us she is like daughter of the one of the Joe stars, and the brain, she has the brain. And yeah, like, so for me, how much should I rate it? 9 out of 10. It was really good. I enjoyed it very much, and I can't wait for the upcoming, like, sequel. I'm sure we'll have a sequel after this. I can't wait for that to come out. So in my anime list, it got like an 8.5. I would say a little bit more, as I said, 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. And yeah, that was it, nothing else. Yeah, that was it. I've not seen any other show other than these. So yeah, that was my rating or review of fall 2021. So I usually do not do these type of never did these type of things before, because my, like, my audience was really low, like. But now that I kind of had like, I have like a decent audience, like my subscribers is like more than 1k. I feel like a few people will actually watch this. That's why I'm doing this. And yeah, I usually, I like talking about anime, so I thought, why not do this. So I might do another one of these after after 2 or 3 months, when I finish watching winter 2022 animes. So I'll probably be back with another rating video. So yeah, that was it. Thank you guys for watching. So if you guys, now obviously, like, these are all my opinions, as I said. If you have any other opinions, like, let me know in the comment section. If there's like a show that I liked but you did not like, like, let me know in the comment section. And if there's like a show that I've not watched but it's really good, also let me know. So like, tell your opinion, like, discuss about stuff in the comment section. I'll definitely check them out and reply to them as well. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. So yeah, that was it. Thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next video that I make. So until then, goodbye and have a nice day.